Hi, I'm Kelpart. The video you are about to watch is a pre-recorded ranking video from 2023. For the purposes of the ranking, please keep this in mind, as I do not agree with the ranking at all, nor do I... Okay, first of all, language! And second of all... fine, just cue the intro. Hello everyone, I'm your host Kelpart, and welcome back to Ranked, the series where I rank stuff. Today on the chopping block, Friday Night Funkin' Pibby Apocalypse. And yes, I know, this video has been a long time coming, and while I wish I could say it'll be worth the wait, no it won't. It's Pibby Apocalypse, bro. Like, is this mod pretty good? Yes. Does it have some really cool songs that I have a lot to say about them? For the most part, absolutely. But it's also only 10 songs, and there's no way I can spin that into being worth a 2-year wait. But, I'm doing it, so deal with it. With that said though, there isn't really anything else I have to mention in this intro, so let's just go ahead and get this ranking started, opening with... Number 10... Blessed by Swords. Blessed by Swords. This song is... bad. I'm not even gonna beat around the bush here, this song is just straight up terrible. I won't spend too long on it, since I know that most people collectively agree that this one is pretty bad, but as for quick notes on why... First of all, the song is way shorter than almost everything in the mod. Now, normally I prefer shorter songs to longer ones, but that's only when said short song sounds good. Blessed by Swords does not. The instrumental is so boring and devoid of any soul at all. I'm sorry, in a mod filled with intense-sounding instrumentals, this song has nothing but an empty sound to it with nothing going on. There's no big and intense section, it's just the same boring loop for 2 minutes straight. The opening goes for this more mysterious sound with an echo on the vocals and a very minimalist instrumental, and on paper I think that could work very well. But A, the instrumental doesn't ever really get better, meaning the impact of an echoey start doesn't really land as much, and B, the vocals in this song are bad. First of all, Pibby is actually here and singing, and she's definitely my favorite part of the song. It's not an incredible chromatic by any means, but when she's just singing by herself, it actually sounds pleasant enough. Now Finn, on the other hand, good god! Firstly, a little nitpick. If Finn already had his corrupted and glitchy sounding chromatic and mindless, why does he sound completely normal in the first half of this song? It has never made any sense to me, and even if I could get past that, it's not like his uncorrupted vocals sound good. The chromatic just sounds very awkward, especially at the start of certain notes. Almost like an off-sounding glissando to eventually end up at the pitch of the note, and it does not work well in the slightest. Once the glitch filter is properly applied, his vocals go from sounding bad to just kind of being flat. They don't really go anywhere, and the sort of hardcore insanity that Finn is known for in this mod just isn't exemplified at all. Granted, part of that flatness comes from the instrumental also still lacking much of anything, but both help to make this song just kind of be a slog to get through. There is seriously no reason for me to listen to Blessed by Swords at all, it's just a boring piece that I often skip when replaying the mod. Also, quick mention that this is one of the worst charts in the mod too. It does something I hate when Pibby mods do, and that's making you play a spam-filled chart for absolutely no reason. It just... look at this! All in all, Blessed by Swords is a bad song, but I've honestly given it far more attention than it deserves, and I have a lot to say about the next song too. So let's get a move on before I somehow make this video over an hour long. Number 9, Come Along With Me. You know, I never thought I'd see the day where this was the second worst of the mod. Fun fact for you all, I used to really like Come Along With Me. Heck, it even used to be in the top 3 of the mod. However, after some critical looks back, yeah, this one has some serious issues. I'll open with the elephant in the room, that being the melodies. And yep, this song seriously only has around 3 melodies. Not even major ones, just a few unique turns that are each repeated a couple times to increase the song's runtime. It's egregious. Granted, some of the melodies are really, really good, but it's hard to ignore how just flat-out lazy this song can feel on re-listen. And considering one of these melodies is also just straight-up bad-sounding, yeah, this ending sucks so much. So, it's the same melody repeated 3 times back-to-back, and it kills anything positive this song did have going for it. I hate how Boyfriend sounds here. His higher notes sound so bad, and the looping instrumental is painful to listen to at certain points. The ending of the song honestly gives me a headache to listen to, a feat not many other songs can accomplish. Now, that being said, I do still like parts of this song. The opening being more emotionally charged is a great way to start, and quite frankly what the entire song should have been, but I digress. Finn starting out normal, but then slowly glitching into the darker melodies works well, and some parts of the instrumental are nice to hear, like the added rain sound effects. It's just really hard to get past how uninspired this song ends up sounding. I really wish I liked it as much as I used to, but this song has had one of the biggest fall-offs in FNF history for me, which is a real shame. The teaser though, oh, the teaser for the remake. That sounds genuinely incredible. I am so excited to see what they do with that. Ah! Oh, what the... Where have you been? You just disappeared from the start of the video. Don't mention that! The fans will go feral. Why? Because it's a hot take? Oh, I get it! Number 8, Retcon. Dude, guys, it's retcon. It's retcon, guys. Oh my god. Oh my. Oh, it's retcon. It's retcon. Oh my god, guys. It's retcon. So, I'm sure that some of my more knowledgeable viewers were expecting this song to be a lot higher since, you know, Rareblin bias and all that. But honestly, outside of that one flag-related song, this is probably Rareblin's weakest song for me. It's still not bad, more so just very bland and boring, especially in comparison to the other 3 Gumball songs. The instrumental has a solid beat, although outside of a few glitchy sound effects placed throughout, there really isn't anything interesting happening throughout it. The tempo picks up about halfway through the song, which helps a bit, but for being the penultimate song of the week, there's definitely a lot more that could have been done. The vocals are also just kinda okay. I think Boyfriend's chromatic is a little too high-pitched and wavy sounding for the song, but both Gumball and Darwin have a good enough sound. The glitchy sound, specifically on Gumball, is really satisfying in this song for some reason. As for the melodies, hey, what do you know, they're also pretty mediocre. Again, there's just not enough oomph in most of these melodies to leave a lasting impact on me. Also, the song ends on an imposter melody of all things? Like, Rareblin, you ain't Sly, you can't get that past me, that is literally just the ejected melody. It's a very odd note to end the song on. With the visuals, it almost looks like the ending is supposed to have this dramatic feeling to it, but the instrumental doesn't back off nearly enough for that to hit. Long story short, Retcon is generic as sin. Not a terrible problem, and the Gumball Week probably needed something that wasn't just intense music, but I do wish more was done here. The teaser for the V2's instrumental definitely has a lot more improvements though, which has me excited for that. And yes, if you haven't picked up on it by now, I will be mentioning the other versions of a lot of these songs quite a bit throughout this video, except for Mindless. I forgot to write that into the script, so sorry Mindless fans, you get nothing. One last knock against this song though, the chart kinda sucks here too. For the most part, the mod doesn't fall into the trap a lot of other Pibby mods fall into, where the charting can just feel like unfiltered spam, but the second half of Retcon does that just a bit. It's not song killing or anything, just something that doesn't make this very fun to revisit. And that in tandem with the mediocre song just makes this one not great in my eyes. Number 7, Mindless. So, my history with this song is interesting, to say the least. I went from thinking the song was good to hating it, and finally ending up here where it's just kinda okay. Starting with the pros, the instrumental. It's fairly consistent throughout the song, but while normally I'd complain that it makes the instrumental stale, the overall tone of Mindless actually makes a consistent pacing sound good. Another thing I like about this song is Boyfriend's vocals. This is the first song where they've actually sounded decent and, you know, actually interesting to listen to. Especially at the fast sections where Boyfriend sings so many notes at once, it's so pleasing to listen to. The chart is also something to note, being very difficult. The Adventure Time week as a whole, besides like Blessed by Swords, but who the frick cares about that song, is very tough. and the hard sections of Mindless definitely show that it's a step up from Gumball's Weak in terms of difficulty. Unlike some of the previous songs though, the charting is actually super fun to play in this song, rarely feeling like straight up spam. Visually, I don't know man, I like the cutscene where Finn gets his sword. Besides that, the visuals are a lot less dynamic in this week, having the same background for all 4 songs and the same sprite sheet for the characters the whole time. Finn's movements are very fluent though, as are a lot of animations in Pibby Apocalypse. But yeah, okay, I can't beat around the bush any longer. These sword swipes are mixed terribly! Why are they so loud? Like, are they so loud that it hurts my ears? No, but that doesn't change the fact that they should be way quieter. That's half the reason this one is as low as it is. As for the other main reason, look dude, I know I've complained about you in 2 of the past entries, but what do you want from me? You just, for the most part, have a not good sounding chromatic. It's not my fault, dude, stop looking at me like that!
No.
Yeah, Finn still doesn't sound great in this song. It's far less egregious than in Blessed by Swords, but he just sounds so flat here. Most of the melodies suffer from this too, since the more bored-sounding vocals make a lot of the otherwise well-made melodies feel so whatever. That's not to say they're bad, some melodies still hit, and times like the more spam-like sections have that intensity that a Finn song should have. But for the most part, wow, Finn kinda single-handedly drags this song down so far. But that's fine, 2 songs down from this week, but that doesn't mean the next song is also gonna have Finn in it. And technically, that statement is not incorrect. Number 6, Brotherly Love. So, I know a lot of you out there are going to be very sad about this, since Brotherly Love, from what I've seen at least, seems like one of the best in the mod according to others. But man, I just don't see it. A lot like Mindless, this song has also had a redemption for me. Like, it used to be so bland and uninteresting, and that's mostly due to the length. Seriously, why is this song so stupidly long? For the little variety in the melodies, it overstates its welcome way too much. Speaking of, the melodies are very 50-50 for me in this song. I like a lot of them, but the more happy-sounding melodies, yes, I know they're referenced, shut up comments, just don't fit in with the rest of the song, which is super unfortunate since, you know, they're some of the most reused melodies in the entire song. But it's also balanced out by Brotherly Love just randomly having one of the best moments of the entire mod. Being completely honest here, this black and white section is the entire reason this song is an A tier. The vocal jumps both Boyfriend and Jake make sound so incredibly satisfying and make for a really dramatic middle part of the song. The ending is also something to note melodically, since on one hand, I really like these turns, but on the other hand, the same melody is basically repeated for over a minute, which is kinda lame. However, this part does have the most fun chart to play in the mod, genuinely being difficult for me to FC, which does not happen very much anymore. So, that's pretty neat. Okay, enough about the melodies, how about the rest of the song? Jake sounds really good, there's not much to note about his chromatic though, it's just a really nice sounding one thanks to the bit crushing. Boyfriend is weird. He's really, and I mean really, high-pitched here, and while I think it doesn't sound straight up bad, I probably would have preferred a normal Boyfriend chromatic over this one. It's kind of weird, but almost every appearance of Boyfriend in this mod uses a different chromatic. Gives each song a lot of variety, for better or for worse. The instrumental is also just kinda okay. Like, it's good, but there's nothing really to note. It just works well with the song. All in all, Brotherly Love is still definitely a good song, don't get me wrong. I just think that there are some things that could have been changed to make it even better. So if I get comments about this song being too low, I will crash out. Like, I put Child's Play in the top 5, yell about that or something, please! Number 5, No Hero. Starting off the top 5, we have No Hero. It's a little odd for this to be here, especially considering the other versions of this song are... well, there's a reason I'm never talking about this mod. First of all, that's literally just TMG, and second of all, no, but that's another conversation for another day. As for this version of No Hero though, it's actually really good. I think the best description of this song is well-rounded. Boyfriend has a normal chromatic, and might genuinely be one of the best uses of him in the entire mod. Finn also sounds really good, with some nice bit crushing and not awkward sounding vocals for once. The instrumental doesn't do anything crazy, but to be fair, this is a hidden bonus song mostly done as a joke, so I don't think it should have had an over-the-top instrumental. The melodies are also just really dang catchy, man, definitely one of the more memorable songs of the OST. There really isn't anything wrong with No Hero, it's just that the songs left do something to really help them stand out, while this one is just fairly standard. The joke sprites are really funny though, I love how silly Boyfriend looks specifically. The mechanic though... Yeah, I only recently figured out what it actually does. Hit the sword notes, dodge the black. It makes sense in hindsight, but I swear to God they don't actually punish you for failing to hit or dodge them. Why, you ask? Because I always hit both notes, so the glitchy black notes obviously can't do that much damage to you. It's weird, but doesn't draw back the song at all. No Hero is just a really fun and catchy song, and that's something I can definitely get behind. Number 4, Child's Play. Okay, let me explain myself before you revolt in the comments. I know a lot, and I mean a lot of people don't like Child's Play. Heck, one of my closest friends and fellow rankers, Y'all absolutely despises this song. But spoiler alert, this is a personal favorite of mine. To start, I want to highlight Gumball's vocals, because oh my god. If I hadn't made it clear yet by the fact that this is only the second song of his in the list yet, Gumball's Week absolutely crushes all of the Adventure Time stuff in the demo, and that's mostly thanks to his chromatic. It's easily the best one used in the mod. Every single melody it's used in throughout the mod just sounds so heavenly. It's half of what carries this song so high. His vocals in combination with the non-stop singing just releases pure dopamine in my brain, bro. It sounds so good. Boyfriend 2. Kind of. You see, I have a crackpot theory. I think most people don't like this song because of how Boyfriend sounds, and to be fair, he technically sounds awful. But what a lot of people either don't know or just kind of forgot about is the hotfix version of the demo. Not much was changed, but buried in the update were new vocals for Boyfriend in this song, and wow does it make this song sound so much better. Like, straight up, the old Boyfriend vocals made this song like C-tier. They were that detrimental. That being said, this song is still not perfect by any stretch. Another criticism I often see against Child's Play is the overall pacing of the song, and while I don't think it's as bad as people say it is, yeah, it's still not great. I think the main problem is the length as a whole. For the first song of the mod, it shouldn't be nearly as long as it is. I mean, you can easily break this song into 4 different sections. A starting song should not have 4 recognizable sections. Now, I don't think it's that bad, since each section does sound good on its own, and for the most part they flow into each other really well, but that doesn't excuse the fact that this is the longest song in Gumball's Week, being the second longest of the mod overall. As for the other aspects of the song, I find the chart here quite enjoyable. Again, due to the non-stop melodies, the chart is just a constant flow of hitting notes, which is always really fun to do. I haven't mentioned Gumball's sprites yet, mostly because I don't want to talk about how insanely fluent they are, like, why does it look so smooth? I don't like it, it makes me uncomfortable. While I'm at it, these might genuinely be my favorite Boyfriend sprites in the entire community. His animations just look so nice, and I like the added features to make him stand out from just being a normal boyfriend. Also Gun, because we all love Gun. But I think that's enough about Child's Play. Oh yeah, I guess I have to mention the V3, huh? So, Child's Play V3 would just straight up be first if I counted it. I'm just gonna say that straight up. I don't want to get into why, because not only would that double this entry's length, but I also plan to cover the full Pibby Apocalypse when it's completed, so to not spoil that entry, I'll save my thoughts for that video. But just know that the level of quality in that song alone blows everything in this demo out of the water, and makes me extremely excited for the full mod. I really don't know how to feel about this placement, because on one hand, it's still an amazing S-tier song, but on the other hand, Forgotten World literally used to hold the title of my favorite FNF song ever made. Yeah, fun fact, when Pibby Apocalypse first dropped, Forgotten World was a truly special song to me, and in all fairness, it is still an excellent song. The opening, man. Still to this day, Forgotten World has one of my favorite openings in any FNF song. That emotional piano and first dramatic turn between Gumball and Darwin hits so incredibly hard. While I don't know why in terms of story, the musical choice to make this song purely between Darwin and Gumball makes it feel so much more tense, often sounding like a final cry from Darwin to reach out to Gumball, ultimately losing to the darkness. After the first turn drop though, the song spirals into its main tone, one that I would probably describe as despair. I've already talked about Gumball's vocals a lot in this video, but Darwin's higher-pitched chromatic actually works wonders in showing that emotion that should be behind his vocals here. The instrumentals, specifically the instruments like drum hits and bass, all feel so full and complete. But of course, that all leads to the massive build-up and subsequent drop that the song is infamous for. And yeah, it's really frickin' good. The build-up starting with just a piano and flute, slowly adding in everything else before dropping into the aw melody? Yes, please, it sounds so peak. Speaking of the aw melody, it appears in another song that we still haven't gotten to, but this melody is known for a reason. It sounds heavenly, and it is the perfect place for a drop. But then the song kinda falls off a bit. Not to say it's bad at all, but it definitely loses a bit of impact after that perfect beat drop. A lot of it is repeated melodies from the first half of the song, and the new ones are just kinda okay. The instrumental keeps up the pace well, but that doesn't save the second half from almost feeling rushed in my opinion. Like, this song did not deserve to be under 4 minutes, while others like Mindless, Brotherly Love, and Child's Play went well over that. It needed more time for the second half to really hit. Luckily, the song ends on a high note though, going back to how the instrumental sounded at the start, only with more of a somber tone. And of course, Gumball's final notes. Were they needed? No. But it definitely adds a lot to that overall feeling of everything being lost that I love this song for. Going along with these little details, I like that the UI in this song was disabled. Was it an accident? Probably, but it gives the visuals a much more climactic feel to them, which is definitely a plus. I do wish the song was a bit more difficult though, since it actually ends up being one of the easiest in the entire mod, but that's not a huge deal. Again, it really is just the middle section not having enough time to flourish, because if it did, I guarantee you this would still be first. But with that said, we've only got 2 songs remaining. What will be first? Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves, we've still got a second place to cover. Number 2, My Amazing World. Yup, that would indeed be 3 Gumball songs back to back to back. What can I say, this week is just really good. Although, if I'm being honest, I don't have much original to say about this song, and that's not because there isn't much to say, rather, it's because a lot of things that this song does right, I already mentioned with other songs. Like, Gumball and Boyfriend both sound great, a nice instrumental with fun and memorable melodies, good chart, fluent art, etc, etc. I do want to touch on the instrumental a bit though, mainly the tone that it goes for. My Amazing World is definitely one of the more interesting songs, as it goes for a much more uplifting tone, but there's also an underlying feeling that something is still definitely wrong, which is such a cool thing for the song to do. Fitting too, since, well, look at him. As for why this song is in just bass S and not S+, well, remember when I said Gumball sounded great? I wasn't lying, I guess, but being honest, this is the worst he sounds in the mod, and I'll give you 5 seconds to guess why. Correct! There's no bit crushing! I'm sorry, I'm a sucker for pixelated sound, what can I say? It's definitely more of a personal preference than something the song objectively did wrong, but I never said these rankings were 100% objective, now did I? Oh, well, I retract those previous statements then. Shut up. Back to the song though, Darwin's entrance more than makes up for Gumball's chromatic. I didn't mention it in the last entry, but the chemistry between the two's vocals is great, making the last duet section in this song definitely be one of the highlights from the entire mod. Yeah, that's honestly about it. It's kind of weird that the second place entry was one of my shortest of the entire video, but what can I say? My Amazing World just kinda nails everything it does. Number 1, Suffering Siblings. So, I've got a question for the comments. Does this song count as the big finale song of the mod? Because the mod itself is only a demo, and besides sounding amazing, Suffering Siblings doesn't really do anything to warrant being the big finale of the mod, especially not when Forgotten World is also right there. So, I'm curious, am I being basic here or not? Okay, enough engagement bait, time to talk about the only reason this video wasn't cancelled years ago. Suffering Siblings is so good! I personally see it as the song that fixed every other problem in Finn's week. Starting with the vocals, oh my god, they all sound so good! This is Finn's best performance, hands down, and Boyfriend, Jake, and Pibby all sound great too. Ironically though, the vocals also have the only tiny nitpick in this song. I think Finn and Jake can both sound very similar at times, making it hard to pick out who's truly singing if you're just listening to the song. Does it really affect the sound at all? No, but there had to be something critical about this entry. but Finn's chromatic just sounds so maniacal and overpowering in this song, which fits his depiction in this mod a lot. Moving on to the instrumental, it's got a lot of the same strengths that Forgotten World had. Go figure, the songs made by the same composers have the same strengths. But on the other hand, this song fixes the one problem I had with a lot of songs from this mod: the overall length and pacing. It's the longest of the mod by a long shot, but it makes up for it in actually having a consistent pace throughout the whole song, with each individual turn feeling incredibly well made and fleshed out. So in essence, it fixes Forgotten World's problem of not feeling fleshed out enough, while simultaneously not overstaying its welcome like Brotherly Love and Mindless did. On that topic of each section, God, they're all so good. This song is my favorite take on a Pibby song, for a few reasons obviously, but one thing it does is have the melody still feel a lot like a glitchy mess without sounding bad or having spam. It does this by making Finn and Jake's side, you know, the side that is actually corrupted, have a ton of spammed notes in their chart, while Boyfriend and Pibby both have regular versions of the same melodies. It's such a genius way of showing that glitchy nature Pibby songs should have, but making the song not feel like a cluttered mess. Plus, it also just makes this hands down the best chart to play in the entire mod. Like, it's not even close. The incredibly fast and tough melodies throughout, along with the balanced sword notes, it's so fun to play. Oh yeah, the sword section. So, after the first Aw melody, which, yes, there are 2 instances of the Aw melody in this song, the song cuts to Pibby singing. It's cool actually getting to see Pibby and Boyfriend both sing in a song, but who cares because this is the best part of the mod, holy! Remember when I said Suffering Siblings fixed almost every problem I had with a prior song? Well, it even fixes the bad mixing on the sword swipes in Mindless, which definitely strengthens my point about that song sounding 100% better with that simple mistake fixed, because the gunfight between Boyfriend and Finn is the highlight of the mod. And then the song has the audacity to lead straight into the Aw melody for the second time? Genuinely peak, bro. Although I do admit the first time the Aw melody is used sounds a bit better due to me liking Boyfriend's chromatic just a bit more than Pibby's. After that, the song calms down into melodies that are similar to how the song started out, before ending on an emotional finish. Is the ending kind of lame? Yeah. Is it definitely the worst part of the song and has a bit of whiplash to it? Also yes, but it is such a minor issue that doesn't really affect the overall song in the slightest, so that I don't care. Suffering Siblings is just a masterclass of a song, and if this is the level of quality music-wise going forward into the full release, count me in. I should quickly mention the V3, since it's, kind of worse. I'm sorry, but the intense sections don't hit as hard for me, and that new happy tone section does not flow well at all. But much like Child's Play V3, if I were to get into that now, we'd be here all day. All you need to know is that V2 is peak. Now then, this is the part of the video where I highly encourage anyone who hasn't seen or supported this mod to go do so right now. All of the new teasers look amazing, and I cannot wait to see what the team has in store next. Hey, what's up? It's me, Outro Kelpart. Here to say for the 15th time this week that I'm sorry for not uploading again. I don't really want to get into why, since it's awfully personal, but just know that I'm getting back into the swing of things, and that new stuff will be coming soon enough. That being said, let me just quickly wrap up this video by showing off the completed tier list. I do really enjoy this mod. Are there a few bad songs? Sure, but let's be honest here, most mods have some, so it's no big deal. Again, go support the dev team. The finished mod is going to be some quality stuff, I swear to you all. Anyways, back to the announcements part. As for the regular weekly update, I won't lie and say that production has definitely slowed. I've gotten to the more tiring work of finishing up a lot of things I need for editing, like a ton of art and some more secret things I can't mention yet, but once I get past those, it'll be on to the editing phase, which is where everything can finally fall into place. I also had to rewrite a little bit of the script, not because anything changed song-wise, but because of a super inconvenient coincidence that occurred. I can't say anything more than that for spoiler reasons, but you'll know what I'm referring to when the video finally drops. As for the other projects I have in the works, there's a few smaller videos I plan on getting out before the year is up. Firstly, Cuphead Co-op. Yes, this series is still alive, I swear. Yes, I've been sitting on the next episode for months and just been too busy/lazy to edit it. And yes, Chris is still a person, I swear. As for FNF things, I really want to do more of an in-depth review on a single song. I'm between 2 songs right now, and I might make a poll in a couple weeks to see which you all are more interested in seeing me analytically dive into. As for rankings, I've got one special one that'll be coming out eventually. There's obviously weekly, but as for the 2 other big ones I want to do, one is definitely happening soonish, and the other... I'm more mixed on keeping it this year or pushing it back to 2026. It's a big ranking and covering something I really want to do justice, so that video might just have to wait until next year. But as for the one happening this year, I won't reveal what it is quite yet, but I have a feeling you all are going to find it killer. But now comes the end of the video, so if you guys did in fact enjoy this video, why not subscribe? I'm like 2 subscribers away from 3,000, as you can clearly see, so subscribing could really help me out. Make sure to like, comment, turn on notifications, all the good stuff, and don't forget about the Discord server and socials in the description below. But with that said, I hope you all have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!